So I've been noticing some interesting behavior coming out of CLNV. Let's go ahead and take a quick look. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with a CLNV technicals, raw price action, and statistical thread of analysis on this Taco Tuesday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. I almost fluttered everything there, right, you guys? Well, anyway, yeah, so I have been noticing some weird things going on with CLNV. Well, let's just go ahead and touch down with the more obvious things first, right? So first of all, a few live sessions ago, from the ticker pickers, I have noticed that we were potentially riding this descending or a falling wedge, rather said, and we actually today came right to test to that bottom, right? So yet again validating that we could be in this formation itself, right? So if it is the fact that we are in this formation, then there could be the chance to where we could actually retrace from this point here. And the reason why I'm saying potentially retrace is because usually these triangles tend to realize when they're at about 65 to 70% to the apex, which could be arguably right around here. Okay, so this is the daily chart. Okay, so it would be 1 day for every candle, right? So this would be assuming maybe Tuesday next week, right? So let's just go ahead and continue, the analysis before we can panic or anything like that, right? But one thing to kind of keep in mind here is that this, what you're looking at here in the volume profile, meaning declining volume, usually indicates that you are within this formation itself, right? So that's kind of a little hint there that we are within this triangle. Okay, so let's go ahead and now look at the next chart and go over that behavior that I've been talking, or that I actually mentioned in the beginning of this video, right? So this is what I'm talking about here. Okay, so I've been noticing these sideways trading moments before. Okay, what I'm going to explain here is that CLNV looks like it's trying to shake out both shorts and longs. And this is what I've been noticing. Okay, so go ahead and take a look at this price action here, right? So we've been just chopping around very sideways around this chop box. And then we get a shakeout here. Okay, so we get a shakeout here not only to shake out some longs before the price action makes an upside move, but it also shakes out the shorts and also, presents the opportunity for longs to take profit, right? So it also shakes out the shorts and comes right back down. And then it actually continues on the path from which it was originally on, right? So we're looking at upside and in this case, so we come out, shake some longs out, shake some shorts out, comes back down, and then continues onwards and upwards. So in this case here again, please notice that we were chopping around right over here. This is let's see, this is December 6, 2022. Chopping around. We get the longs to get shaken out right here, and then we come right back up. This didn't have actually any type of a short shakeout though, but it did over here. Okay, so in this case we have a break of the range high right over here, so it actually presented the opportunity of actually shaking out some shorts here because it could actually, to shake out some longs here too because it's going to the upside. So it can actually grab some longs right up here thinking that we're going to continue onwards and upwards, but it in fact came right back down, right? So we shook out again and then shook out again and came back down again. And then we started this sideways trading thing yet again. Another shakeout, right? And then chop around again, another shakeout, and then we have this huge liquidity grab right over here. Okay, so all of these shakeouts they look like they're just liquidity traps all over the place, right? So and they're happening after a consolidation period, right? So and the reason why I'm mentioning this is because of what's happening now. Right, so this is the current iteration where we've been chopping around here, and then now with today's price action, we actually got a break of the range low, right? So there is the potential that something may be coming in, right? So I don't want to say that it's necessarily the upside, but there are iterations here to where we actually did face face one of those shakeouts, and then it continued on. For example, this one here, right? So this came in and broke this low, and actually came back up, and then it actually went a little lower, right? So, and I mean, yeah, it's just some behavior that I wanted to point out. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily have to mean that we're going to go up to the upside, but it's just curious that anytime that it does drop below the range, it kind of makes an upside move, right? So drop below the range, upside move, drop below the range, upside move. Here's another one, dropping below the range and upside move. So this is why I'm kind of curious over what's happening right over here. Okay, so beyond this, I did continue studying the asset some more, and actually it actually just took a little too much time, so I couldn't complete it, right? But on the 8-hour time frame, and also throughout the entire trading history of the CLNV asset, I actually started to run a back test, right? But this is just so massive that I would need a large amount of time over here to complete, right? So you are looking at let's see. You're looking at contraction to expansion here. I'll explain what that context even means, right? So for now, it's a total of 54 iterations, right? So this is just so much right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just see what the odds are, or what the samples are suggesting when we create a mean out of them, right? So what I mean by the contraction into expansion is this. Okay, so anytime that volatility represented by this indicator BBWP has contracted into critical contraction, which is within the 15th percentile of this indicator, and paired with stochastic momentum with an upside pivot, I'm going to be measuring the amount of times that we've actually gotten an upside thrust versus not, right? So like this iteration here, I mean, actually, no, this one was a good one too. More like this one here. So we had a critical contraction, and the price action continued to the downside instead of the upside. So this would be an incorrect iteration, from which I would just draw red like this, right? And then I would continue the count, green or good versus not good. And that would give us a probability of upside accuracy from the current conditions that we're in. So the conditions that we're in right now are critical contraction. So we're literally inside of the 15th percentile, just like we were for several of these iterations. So for example, this one here as well, we were actually facing the upside on the stochastic momentum, and we had critical contraction here, and we started the expansion phase. So I want to know what that upside probability is. The accuracy, the thrust, I want to know how long, and all that good stuff, right? So there's 54 iterations, of which is can take some time to manually backtest, because this is done by hand, right? But it is in a similar situation to other times to where it has made a serious thrust to the upside. We definitely need both of the EMA 3 and SMA 14 from the stochastics oscillator to pivot towards the upside in order for us to count a statistical move like this, right? But it is suggesting a little bit of consolidation, which is very reminiscent to what we've been facing with CLNV over the last few weeks, right? So let's go ahead and now take a look at the RSI and see what we have in store for the immediate short-term time frame to the medium term, right? So 30-minute immediate short-term suggesting an upside crossing above that 14-day simple moving average. It is in the gravitational zone of the of the bull weakness percentile, which would essentially have us come right back down, right? But we'll go ahead and validate that. And also remember that the 30-minute kind of lives out pretty fast. Let's see, the 4-hour time frame is also making a cross above that 14-day simple moving average, but as you can see, it's been chopping around the same area here. So in order for us to really validate an upside move, it would be highly encouraged for the RSI to be above 51% or 52% in order for us to validate a continuation to the upside, because this is just all consolidation here. Same situation happening with the 8-hour time frame, cross above that 14-day simple, but you can see that we've been crossing above it and under it and above it and under it all this whole time. Okay, still suggesting some consolidation. Again, on the daily here, similar situation, above and under that 14-day simple, still suggesting some sideways sideways trading. Buy daily, slightly bearish, but slightly bullish. Why slightly bullish? Well, because it's in the gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile. Could actually face an upside, but we still have that 14-day simple above us to face that resistance. And 5-day time frame finally still suggesting some sideways trading. So I just wanted to point out some behavior coming out of CLNV, right? So a lot of times where I don't cover CLNV often is partially because of this, right? It's because there's so much sideways, and it looks like the asset could be pensive or something. The good thing here is, guys, is that it did have an not necessarily an earnings miss, but it did have an earnings expectation. So and it's actually, let's see, historically, the asset has never actually faced an earnings miss, right? So this is a good thing too. Right. So I guess we're just kind of waiting for it. We're just reading very discretionary signals right now. Right. Nothing to back an upside just yet, unless we have the conditions set for something significant. Right. So please remember, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment. I cannot suggest for you to buy or sell anything or any assets whatsoever. Okay. Do your own due diligence. Everything will be good. I'm also offering, guys, the last time I will be, actually, this will be the last offer I will put out for the ArcMasters trading course. I'm going to be going over everything from the very beginnings of trading, the very, very fundamentals of trading, all the way up to advanced topics and mathematical concepts. But please know that this will be the last time I'm offering it, as I will likely continue concentrating on my trading versus the educational stuff for a while, right? So just know that is the case, and the links will be found in the description below. Just go ahead and send me an email. You'll find the email right at the top. All right, you guys. But with that said, I wish you a very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.